Istanbul is a city which has one of the highest population densities and is one of the richest in terms of economic and socio-cultural aspects in Europe and in the world. Istanbul, the only city linking Europe and Asia, is one of the 3 cities with the highest earthquake risks in the world. In terms of the possible consequences, the city is the most risky. Therefore, IPCU, which was established under the governorship of Istanbul, has been working for the future of Istanbul and also the people living there with the İSMEP project conducted since 2006. The main goal of İSMEP, Turkey's first risk reduction project, is to reduce the seismic risk for Istanbul and to prepare the city for emergency. With the modern disaster management principles and a community-based approach, IPCU has made significant progress since 2006 to make Istanbul as a disaster-resilient city with İSMEP. The most important work area of IPCU was the retrofit and reconstruction of Istanbul, which was under the risk of earthquake and spread all over its districts. A total of 1,365 public buildings, including hospitals, schools, and dormitories, which were to be used primarily during and after disaster, were retrofitted or reconstructed against earthquakes. These buildings have been redesigned as modern and energy-efficient buildings that are earthquake resilient by architects and engineers who are experts in their fields. "91% of Istanbul's earthquake risk-prone educational institutions have been retrofitted or reconstructed. Thanks to the retrofitting and reconstruction of 1,135 schools, up to 1.5 million students, and also the future of our country, has been assured." Many social areas were created for the students in the new school buildings. Energy-saving solutions were implemented. In this way, students were able to continue their education in modern, comfortable, and safe schools. 49% of the IPCU investments were allocated to education in 2014. Turkey was the leader country on the United Nations Safe School Program. IPCU has made major investments in the health sector. The most important hospitals in Istanbul, such as Okmeydanı Training and Research Hospital, Göztepe Training and Research Hospital, and Kartal, Dr. Lutfi Kırdar Training and Research Hospital, were reconstructed with seismic isolator technology to provide uninterrupted service during an earthquake. Zeynep Kamil Maternity and Child Disease Training and Research Hospital, one of the most long-standing hospitals of Istanbul, with its history of more than 150 years, became safe against earthquakes with the retrofitting and renovation works. At the same time, the technological capacity of the hospital was increased and redesigned as a modern hospital, meeting the needs of the people of Istanbul. Marmara University Başabüyük Training and Research Hospital was retrofitted with seismic isolator technology, applied for the first time in Turkey, and was retrofitted by the world's largest healthcare facility with 829 seismic isolators. Umraniye Maternity and Children's Hospital was constructed. The hospital has started to serve as an earthquake-resilient and environmentally friendly hospital. The colorful sunshades used on the exterior of the hospital were designed specifically for children. These smart and featured green building hospitals have been designed by IPCU in accordance with European and Turkish standards. And they have been designed as Turkey's first LEED Gold certification candidate public hospitals. Enhancing emergency preparedness capacity. IPCU, which aims to make Istanbul a city resilient to disasters, both at individual and organizational level, has built Hasdal and Akfırat command control centers, which will be used by Istanbul AFAD and can serve the public at the same time on both sides of the city. Thanks to these fully equipped centers, a significant capacity increase was achieved in disaster management. In addition, Istanbul AFAD Disaster Training Center was constructed, and thus infrastructure and equipment were provided which were necessary for administrative and technological purposes. In this way, professional search and rescue teams, experts, adults and students were provided with practical training in the preparation for disasters. All the necessary tools and equipment for the establishment and development of the communication and information technology systems needed during a disaster were provided, and thus the first responder institutions and organizations were provided to serve at international standards. The National Medical Rescue Team, ÜMKE, and the Istanbul AFAD Search and Rescue Unit received the United Nations INSARAG certificate. With the motto, Safe City, Safe Life, IPCU has improved the life of 7 million residents of Istanbul until today. Since 2006, it has reached over 1.5 million people through training. More than 265,000 Istanbulites became Safe Life volunteers. 6 million educational materials were shared with people in Istanbul. Thus, the capacity of disaster-resilient society was increased. IPCU has also protected our cultural heritage under the risk of earthquakes in Istanbul and has started retrofitting and protection studies against disasters. 176 structures in 26 building complexes were investigated, and Earthquake Risks Management Guide for Historical Buildings was prepared. Today, ISMEP, implemented by IPCU, is one of the most successful examples not only in our country, but also in the world, to take measures before disaster occurs. ISMEP, which has been awarded many national and international awards until today, has been the first project in our country to receive High Satisfactory, with the project completion and result report prepared by the World Bank. IPCU continues its disaster preparedness activities and strengthens the future of Istanbul and people living there.